Hi, in this video we're going to introduce the topic of conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is data visualization that sits within the cells of Excel and is not comprised of a graph or anything like that. It is actually built right into the cells. So let me show you an example. I'm going to select this entire range, excluding the percent difference at the end. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. I'm going to go to conditional formatting here. And you see a suite of options available to you. There's a bunch of different rules, a bunch of different things you can do. You can do bars. Let's just focus. I encourage you to explore all these, but I want to focus on color scales right now. If I go here and click on this green to red one, green, yellow, red color scheme, you can see that the really high values are presented as greens, and there's only one really high value, which is this world population value at the very bottom. And then the rest of them are yellows or reds. Now, conditional formatting is very much influenced by the numbers that are present in the terms of the scales can be wildly thrown off by a really big number or a really small number. So in this case, what I'm going to finally do, which I probably should have done in an earlier video, is I'm going to sort this data by the last column just to see what we have here. I'm going to go just click on 10 here, AF4, click here, and just go Z to A. And it will sort Z to A. Now all the NAs and the blanks show up first, and I kind of want to get rid of those, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to delete them. These are countries that don't exist anymore, or countries that have formerly existed, or Antarctica, which never really had a population. Let's just pop those out. Let's get rid of world and Asia and Oceania. Anything that's not a country, anything that's just a region, we can just pop that right out of there. Let's get rid of Africa, because that's not a country, that's a region. Central and South America, let's get rid of that too. North America is a region. And we could do a more detailed job and remove other regions as well. Middle East and Eurasia. Let's get rid of those. Okay, that's enough for now. And that gets to the point. And the point is, oh, Europe, let's get rid of that. Most of these now, pretty much, are countries, and you can see that the scaling has been adjusted accordingly to match the largest country. Now, even now, the scaling is very much geared towards China and India, and we're not really seeing very much in terms of gradation down here. So if we want to have control over how conditional formatting is working, we'd go back to Home, and we would select one cell here, go to Conditional Formatting, and say Manage Rule. Now here's the rule that we currently added, and you can edit or add rules from here as well. You can see that this is the area it applies to, and that is correct. Now this is a good thing to keep track of, because sometimes when you copy and paste and cut and move around different cells, this applies to area can get very screwed up. So if your conditional formatting looks odd, select the whole area and just see how many rules there are and whether it's cut up or split up, and you can just reapply this to the whole area. So if it was messed up, we could just go here, click there, go to the upper left hand corner, click here, go right, down, and we got the correct area, which is what it was before. Now if I want to alter how this rule is defined, I can go here, and I have another dialog box describing what this rule is doing. Now this is the basically a color scale option. I can do two color scales, I can do data bars, there's a bunch of different options here, but the high value is just set by the highest value of the data. So if I want to control that a little better, let's say I want to set it to, this is in millions, right? So let me set it to 500 million. Okay. Apply. Okay. I'm going to scroll up. Now you can see that you're getting a little bit more gradations in here. You can kind of see, oh, Russia had a higher population than Nigeria in 1996, but now Nigeria has a higher population than Russia. You wouldn't see that if the data was all scrunched up here by the high population countries. Let me go here again and adjust this to be a lower number. Let's make it 300. So now, once again, you see that example, and more examples emerge. Oh, Ethiopia used to have a lower population. Now it's growing, has a higher population. Germany, though, has had a pretty flat population. Not a lot of population change at all for Germany. So now you're seeing trends emerge from the data. It would be very difficult to see these trends just by staring at the data and reading the numbers. You can see them right away by looking at the colors. And that actually makes sense for a lot of reasons. If you think about how long we as humans have been interpreting information, we spend much more time, even just in our own lives, before learning to interpret images. We spend most of our day interpreting images, interpreting what we see, and animals do the same. Numbers are something we've added on to that, and it's something that requires more processing power for our brain. Images we can interpret very, very easily. That just comes naturally to humans. So that's the entire value, a proposition of data visualization. And conditional formatting makes data visualization very light in Excel. It makes just heat maps very, very easy to do. So I encourage that you go into here and explore other conditional formatting options that are available to you. You have many different options available. You can say, oh, greater than a certain number. You can do the top 10% above the average, above a certain number. You have a lot of control in here. You can have icons show up if things are particularly high or particularly low, and you can clear or manage the rules at any time, and you can adjust. You can also clear all the rules for the entire sheet if you don't like what you have done. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and join for the next video where we'll talk about some more advanced things you can do with conditional formatting.